All right. So if somebody first walks in your school, they're going to get the application and y'all have a copy of this in your back office. All you're going to do where it's got school name, put your name right there. That's simple. Now, $100 application fee. The most you can charge a student for application fee is $150. That's NACA's guidelines. All right. And it's non-refundable. So if they don't start, you just got a free $100 or a free $150 if a student don't start, because that's non-refundable. This application right here is basic. Name, address, city, phone number, date of birth, social security number, ID number, emergency person to contact. Do you have a diploma or GED? You got any experience? Do you have any license, whether Cosmo or whatever? How did you hear about the school? You want to know that because you want to know if your marketing, whatever you're putting out there, is working. So this is the first one, application. Now, most school owners are going to be doing a payment plan. So you want to ask the potential student, how much can you put down? Basically, how much can you invest in your future? Some of them are going to tell you $1,000, $2,000, $500, $300. If you all put a set price, we need $500 down or $1,000 down. What if that student comes in there that has $200 down and they can make monthly payments and they're a great Christian student, hardworking, or that single parent mom or whatever? So you all going to have to let God kind of lead you all on some of this too, because y'all gonna have some good students that might not have any money to put down, but God may tell you, help this person. They're working hard. They may keep your school clean. They may be your best student ever. So be very cautious of just saying, oh, I need this much down. If not, you can't start. No, because you may have 20 students in there, some paying this much down, this much a month. It doesn't matter because all of them going to charge the same price.
Can you still hear me, Chin?
I can hear you.
Okay. So just to kind of go off of that, as far as what they could put down, that doesn't have anything to do with like their kit, correct?
Correct. Because you don't have to give them that kit. You can let them know, hey, now this kit is going to be X amount of dollars. So they're still in the tuition. Now you can have some kits that you have back in the closet where they can kind of be like a library card. They give you their ID and you give them a kit for the day and they go out there on the clinic floor and they do work. That's how I did when I first opened my school, because a lot of my students couldn't afford a kit. So I had about 3 or 4 kits back there that I had put together. So the student would come in, give me their ID. I'd give them the kit. They'd go out there on the clinic floor and they would do services all day long. They might do, a couple of $100 in services, bring me the kit back. I check it out. Everything's good. Give them their ID. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I like that idea.
All right. So we're going to move on to the next. Now, when they get ready to start, we're going to have orientation. But before orientation, what you're going to do when they first come in at initial time, you're going to tell them what they need. They're going to need their ID, a diploma or GED or a high school transcript. That's what you're going to need. Picture ID or diploma or GED or transcript from high school. Also, if they went to another school and they got transfer hours, tell them you need that transfer certification sheet. You're probably not going to have a lot of those. So the student walks in, you want to make sure you got like a little copy machine to get a copy of their ID. Hey, we're going to need your GED, your diploma, if you have that. So now, when you have orientation has to be before they actually start school. It can be that morning before they actually start. Or it could be that Monday before they start. It could be the same day they start, but just before they actually start. Now, this is what you're going to need. They're going to fill out that form just like I told you all. They probably already filled out the application form. Now, you'll set the time and date for orientation. Make sure you got the ID, diploma, GED, all of that. Now, if they put money down, keep your little ledger card, in each file. Tuition was $5,000. They put $500 down, balance $4,500. Keep that ledger card in their file or in some type of file where you can easily get to it.
Is there like a mock-up of a ledger card in the program in the back office?
I can give you a ledger card. A lot of people use QuickBooks, but if you just need a paper ledger card, I can give you one, a paper ledger card. But a lot of times they got software systems, QuickBooks and all that. But if y'all want to do stuff on paper, that's fine. But they got some real easy software systems out there now that are real economical and everything. Now, the student's gonna have to fill out this enrollment agreement. This enrollment agreement is NACA's compliant, meaning it's compliant with NACA's, the Accrediting Commission, and the federal government. So don't go out there and just make up some enrollment agreement. Everything is already done for you on the enrollment agreement. I mean, look, school name, address, city, state, zip. You can't go wrong with this. Put your school name right here in red. Whatever course it is, the hours, the weeks, the enrollment fee. All this has to be broken down. The tuition, books, supplies. Then total tuition is books, supplies, tuition, enrollment fee added together. Now, scrolling down, all this has to be on here. Then put your school name right here. Application fee, if it's going to be $100, $150. Books and kit, if they're getting that, the tuition, and put all of it in. Now, I got to share something with you all. And then the date they start, contract begins, contract ends. Whether they're doing full-time or part-time. Don't leave any of these blank. Put NA or draw a line if it doesn't pertain to you. Remember that, because NACA's wants that.
So Chin, let me ask you, the pricing and the tuition up there, let's say tuition's 10 grand and you want to offer it for less, or you want to give them like a discounted price, or, you know, something, you're running a deal or something. What would you do as far as alteration on that form right there?
You'd have a separate document, whether you're giving them some kind of discount or whatever, as long as it's documented and you put it in that file. Now, right here, you see this where it's got less deposit, miscellaneous, total tuition and fees. Over here, you can put that, whether it's a scholarship or a discount, you can put that in there. Now, students gonna sign here where it's got guardian, sponsor. If they're under 18, yeah, they need a guardian or sponsor, but y'all not gonna have a lot of people to do that. So y'all can put NA right here, NA right there, keep going, school name. So this is the enrollment agreement. Make sure the student initials this. And I know this enrollment agreement is long, but everything belongs on here. So y'all don't go deleting none of this stuff out.
I actually had to add on to it per my state guidelines.
For Chicago.
Yeah, for Illinois.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, and California, they have one where we have to add on a lot too. But this is NACA's compliant right here. Student sign, school official, where it's got guardian signature. If that doesn't apply, put NA, but make sure y'all put the date. So now we got the enrollment agreement. Now, the next thing, you're going to put school name. This is a student orientation checklist. Student name, program, whether it's Barber, 𝗧𝗲𝘅, or whatever, put the date. They got to have orientation before they start. The date can be the same day that they start, but as long as they have orientation beforehand. Now, the student is going to check these. I have received information concerning the following topics during my orientation, because by law and NACA's, they have to receive all this information. All this information right here is in the catalog. So they're just going to check all of these, sign it, date it. You're going to put that in the student's file. That way, if a student say, well, they didn't tell me this, well, I didn't know this or this or that. No, they done already checked all of this, saying that they did. The next form, sample kit list. If you got a kit, now put the kit right here. This kit list, whatever y'all gonna have in the kit, put that in here, check it, whatever, student signs. All right. The next sheet is a sample pre-enrollment receipt of information. This is just saying that me, the student, I did get this information from the school. Student name, program, date. I received written information concerning these following topics prior to signing my enrollment agreement. So they got to know all this stuff before they sign that enrollment agreement. They got a school catalog. And of course, we'll put the school catalog in a PDF in a digital format, so you all don't have to continue to make copies. They can just go on their phone, because we're in a digital world now. So they'll check all of these, sign, and date. All of these documents are in your back office. But Alvarez, if you need these, I can just email them to you tonight, although they're in the back office. Now, this counseling form, that doesn't need to be in the student's file. Some students may need counseling, some not. But I just want to let you all know that. We'll keep going. Withdrawal record. If a student does not complete the course and they withdraw, whether you owe them money or they owe you money, you must fill out this refund calculation. And I have a video in the back office showing you all how to fill that out. For you all in the program, if a student withdraws and you need help, the gold members, you all know already to call, email, or text.
This is all NACIS compliant then.
All NACIS compliant. We want all of y'all to be NACIS compliant because the goal is to get you accredited in record time so you're in position to get the financial aid, the Pell Grants, that up to $10,000 for a Pell Grant. Now, next thing, satisfactory academic progress report. This is basically a report card. If it's a 1,500-hour course, when they hit 450 extra hours, you're going to fill this out. The SMART system prints these out automatically, but a lot of new school owners, you may not be ready to invest in the SMART system. It might be like $1,000, $2,000 down, $300 or $400 a month. It's worth the investment, but if for some reason you can't, because I couldn't when I first started. Now, when you do these calculations, that system does do them for you. You don't have to do them by hand, but you can do them by hand. And I did do a class on satisfactory progress reports. So y'all have video trainings back there. So this form right here, they're not going to need that until 450 hours. Scrolling on down. Before they graduate, you want that student to fill out a current student survey. This form right here. So you may walk in the classroom one day and say, hey, I need all y'all to fill out a current student survey. You're going to need this because NACIS is going to want to see current student surveys. You may not have one for every last student. That doesn't matter. But as long as you got quite a few, you good. School catalog. Every student that's interested in the school, you want them to have a school catalog. Even in the funnel that I'm going to show y'all later on, we always like to embed one of these electronically so they can just click the link and download it to their cell phone. Then that'll save you on paper. Now, that enrollment, let me show y'all something because I want y'all to see something. This form right here, this orientation checklist saying that all this was told to them, all of that is right here in your catalog. This catalog right here, I'm not going to go through it because I've gone through it many times on our mastermind meetings. All of that's in here. All this stuff at the table of contents, that's everything for orientation. So they can't tell you they didn't know this or didn't know that. Everything is in here and you all can read this one time and record it and then just play it and let them watch it. Or you can have a group of students in a classroom and you can stand up in front of them and do it or read it one time and play it on a video or play it you could save it on YouTube and make it unlisted and then play it in front of them.
Yeah,
so,
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, y'all can do that orientation one time and record it and then play it and let them go through it. And if they have any questions at the end, y'all can answer. Because now we're in the digital world. You don't have to do what we had to do. So this is the catalog. I'm just zipping through this. Now, one thing, then the rules and regulations are back here. Everything is already done for you all. Now, this right here, a lot of y'all, My Ladies has a curriculum already laid out for you all. Y'all can buy the digital, everything. This is a hand one. This is like module 1. Y'all can put whatever chapters y'all want in the order or whatever. How many services, practical requirements. This is one by hand because we used to have to do them by hand back in the day, but Ms. Velma had it laid out. This is back here in your policy and procedure manual if you want to redo these. Now, this is kind of like a syllabus that a student would know. Okay, so unit 1, I got to do 5 of those professional image. I got to do 7 infection control cleaning implements. I got to do 10 analyze the properties of hair and scalp before I get out of the 0 to 450 hours. Then here in unit 2, 450 to 900 hours, you can have this laid out. But now the SMART system, a lot of everything is pretty much digital, although you all can still use these. This is module 2, the practical requirements. You all can say, oh, well, you got to do 10 haircuts in this unit. This is 20 shampoos, 20 conditioners, 20 haircuts. You all can lay this out the way you all want that. But this is just an example.
Yeah, you know, what I found to be effective also with this is I kind of mocked up my own like sheets and it'll be broken down this way too. And I think that factors in also to keeping your students busy, you know?
Yeah.
If you ain't there teaching them something or doing a demo or they're in theory, what are they doing? Are they just on their cell phone, just playing around or what? You know, you got to keep them busy. This is a way to do that effectively.
Yep, you're exactly right. And you all can, with these right here, you all can take the 4-chapter book and put these in the order that you all want. I mean, like, I'm going to share something with y'all. In module 1, if a student comes in, see, you can enroll each week.
Where is this syllabus at?
This right here is in the policy and procedure manual. It's about 180-page policy and procedure manual in the back office. And these are just examples. So you all can come in and retype. You may want haircutting in the first unit. But the thing about this unit 1, a student can start every week because the history of cosmetology, or life skills, professional image, communicating for success, infection control, properties of hair and scalp. Anybody can come in at any given time and learn that any week. So it's not like chemistry, hair coloring, because once you done been over a week or 2 of hair coloring, you really can't have another person to come in because they're going to be lost. They're going to be behind. But this right here, they won't be behind. They can start on professional image, and then it circles back around to life skills or history of cosmetology. That's why module 1 is set up like that. Okay, so that's module 1. Then we got module 2. Then your practicals. You know, y'all can have them working on the mannequins. Module 3. So you all can do these any kind of way you want, because some of y'all are perfectionists. You got your own twist, your own method of teaching. So these are something that you could do and add. I didn't add nothing because I didn't know how to really style cut. I was not an expert like you all. So I just followed Miss Velma's plan. I ain't do no extra work, none of that. Now, that's module 4. So I want y'all to see this because you talked about like a syllabus. Now, this is like the nail program. This breaks down the 0 to 300 hours, what they're going to be doing. So a lot of y'all want to give a student a syllabus, like when you go to college on the first day, they give you a syllabus and say, hey, week 1, you're going to be doing this. Week 2, you're going to be doing this. Week 3. So this breaks down what they're going to be doing. This can be in a digital format too, so you don't have to print this out on paper. This could be like an online thing where they get a PDF. So if they got 300 to 600 hours, this is what they're going to be doing. This is how many weeks. That's for the nail tech. So we can keep going. I have that for the Cosmo and Barber in there, an example. So let's see. The first one was like the Cosmo or Barber. This is like a nail tech example. But I wanted to share this with you all so you all would know that. So we're going to recap. This is Cosmo 750. This was a crossover that a school had, Cosmo to Barber. Now, what I want to do, this is like a syllabus, 376 to 750 hours. It's going to be 13 weeks at 30 hours a week. This is what you're going to cover. So that breaks that down and makes everything pretty much simple. Let's go back to the top. Student comes in, potential student, they're going to fill out an application. The application cannot be over $150. So you're going to give them this application, do the orientation. What's in orientation? Before they start, make sure you get an ID, diploma, GED or transcript. Next, we're going through this. Keep your little ledger card. All you got to do is have total up here, what they put down, keep subtracting. Now, the enrollment agreement, make sure y'all fill out everything on the enrollment agreement. If not, put NA or draw a line through it. Student orientation checklist. We already went over that. Check all of those. Make sure they check those. Date it. And another thing I want to share with y'all, make sure that the dates, if they start March 18th, you don't want none of these documents that we went over as far as the orientation and the application. You don't want none of those to say March the 20th, because then if NACAS comes in, that means that they sign documents after they started school. No, you want them to sign all of the orientation, the catalog, not the catalog, the orientation, enrollment agreement, all of that stuff before they start school. So this is everything that they need before they start. So let me do this one more time. Application, make sure you get the ID, diploma or GED or transcript. You have your ledger card so you can keep up with how much they put down. Enrollment agreement, fill that out. Student orientation checklist. If you got the sample kit list, they fill that out. And then the pre-enrollment receipt that they got all that information. That's what you're gonna need. So it's not a lot, and you all can have a little checklist. I even have a checklist in the policy and procedure manual so they can check. I know y'all seen the policy and procedure manual. Make sure y'all go through that. Let me pull one up. I mean, that policy and procedure manual is so detailed. It's very detailed, and it's got everything in it. But I wanted to pull one up. They're in your back office. Let me see. I'm going to pull one up so y'all can see this. Now, this policy and procedure manual right here, I'm going to show y'all something because it's very detailed. Now, look. School opening checklist. You can give this to your instructor. Turn off alarm. Turn off outside lights. Did I arrive at school on time? Turn on the inside lights. Put music on. Put the open sign on. The thermostat. This is like for a person that's dumber than a box of rocks. Put $100 in the register. Walk through the entire school. Check the clinic floor. Check the classroom. Spray air freshener. Make sure it smells good. Check messages. Clean the bowls. Check the bathrooms. Did I collect the tickets? I mean, it's so detailed. In closing the school, take the money out the register, empty the trash cans, check in front of the school, remove any trash, check the clinic floor, turn the open sign off, unplug the electrical stuff, check the thermostat. I mean, it's just dumbing in a box of rocks. If they can't do this, it's broken down.
Man, but see, this is what I'm talking about as far as just everything that's in the program, you know, things that like I had a list that I taped on my back door for my barbers to do these things. But then again, that's the trial and error. Even what you have is even more thorough. So, I mean, that's valuable information to me, just those little details.
And this, even for the students, the checklist for the students, look, park your car on the second row, wherever you want them. Clock in on time, cut cell phone on vibrate, set tools up at the station, proper uniform, inspect your station, greet each other, refrain from hanging out front, because a lot don't want to hang out front and stuff. Did I do all my classwork? Did I clock out? Did I read my book? And then they sign it and they check everything. Receptionists, always smile. So it's so detailed. Do you have any questions?